I was 13, maybe 14 years old, and I wanted to go to a ball game. My mother said to me, "You can go, but I need you to plant those trees in the back." And she had 3 trees she had purchased, and she said, "I want you to take these 3 trees and plant them very close to each other in a clump. I want them to grow into a clump." And so I went out, dug a hole, put the trees in, filled it back up, came in and said, "Mom, I've planted the trees." She looked out the window of her kitchen and said, "I can see from here that the trees aren't buried deep enough, and the roots will show and they'll dry out and the trees will die. You've got to plant them right. Go do it again." Well, I was a little irritated because I was late for the game, but I went out and dug the hole, dug a little deeper, came back in, said, "I've planted the trees, I'm going to go, Mom." She said, "Mike, look out the window. You can see that one of those 3 trees is leaning to the north. You need to straighten it up so that they'll grow into a clump." She said, I'm doing this because those trees will be the place where your children play 30 years from now." I said, "Mom, I'm late for the game. I need to go." We had kind of the exchange that sometimes mothers and 13 or 14-year-olds have. And she said, "Look, if you don't do it, one of these days you're going to look out that window and see a tree that your children are playing on, and it's going to be leaning to the north, and you'll know it was because you didn't do it right. Do it right." Well, the truth is, I didn't go back out and fix the tree. Many years later, I was sitting in my mother's kitchen, and I looked out on those trees, and just as she had told me they would, my children were playing on the trees, and the one tree was leaning to the north. I thought to myself, she was right. The lesson is, do it right, because your parents are steering you in a way that ultimately will be in your best interest. I suspect people learn that lesson in harder ways than I did, but that tree stands as a symbol to me, not only to do things right, but to listen to my parents.